Hi guys, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com. I learned how to be psychic and I talk all about psychic development and spiritual and personal growth. I do a new video every week, so if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe if you're interested in this sort of topic and hit the like button. And also, I'm always on the lookout for new topics and things to talk about. So if there are things that you'd like me to cover that I haven't already, please feel free to leave a comment below or to send me an email at ask@krishanti.com. And so today I have my little trusty laptop here and I'm going to talk all about the difference between dreams and astral travel. Now, David asked me to cover this, and I'm not really a pro. I know a little bit about it, but I don't really astral project because it scares me. Honestly, I kind of just don't want to. And also, recently, my guides were helping me understand that when I do my readings, it seems like I do some readings from an astral place, and that's not helpful. And so I've been kind of going to a different place. So now I really don't want to astral project, but some people absolutely love it. And my best friend from high school, who has been my twin in a past life, and I think we're fishermen in Greece too, she loves astral projection. This is her thing. Like, she is so all over it. And she wrote a great deal of information and gave me permission to read it to you guys, which is amazing. She just texted me that she did it. I was trying to do other videos today too, and she sent it like just in time for me to get this one in. So this is going to probably be a lot, but I'm just going to read it to you. So just settle back, get some popcorn. It's story time. So she said, in a dream, I am often myself, but can also be other people or a disembodied observer of a scene. During astral travel, I am always myself. She's really smart. Dream bodies are not well defined, and there's often a floating head quality and an inability to feel the pull of gravity. One way to know if you're dreaming is to try to clap, to jump, or to read. These can be very difficult in a dream because you might find that your hands are not well defined and cannot clap, or you cannot jump because you have no feet, and you cannot read because words swim off the page. There isn't a solid feel to the experience. During I am hyper aware of my body. Not only is it well defined, it's like I can feel every cell. It usually starts with an all-over tingle and a sense of falling inward, like I'm shrinking inside my own skin, and then popping out with force, or lifting out gently, or rolling out to the side, or rolling up into the space above my body. I feel it with my whole body, and there is a clear feeling of exiting the physical into a space that feels well defined with boundaries and rules. It's hard to explain the quality of it, but it's crisper than a dream. She's also an excellent writer, by the way. In a dream, I generally do not know if I'm dreaming. I recently had a dream in which I was at work and noticed things were odd. I remarked to my coworker about it and said, "This doesn't seem right," and listed all the things that were different, such as the placement of the furniture and other oddities. I said, "This may not be real. This may be a dream." It was definitely a dream. If I had been able to take the next step to realize that it was in fact a dream, it would have become what is called a lucid dream. In a lucid dream, I know that I'm dreaming and can change the circumstances, the plot, the characters, even myself, as though I am directing a film that I am starring in. It is very malleable and I have a lot of control, but it is still a type of dream. Unlike in a dream, during I cannot change who I am or who I encounter or where I go. There is a strong impulse to learn something or encounter someone, probably to learn something from them, or go somewhere in order to learn something there. And I am compelled to follow that. I don't have much overt control, although that may be because I am not very proficient. The only choice I can really make is to return to my body. I am nothing like a stage director. I am a person on a journey, usually traveling to a specific destination, even if that destination is my own backyard. In a dream, I usually find myself in odd or familiar situations, but don't have a clear sense of how I came to be there. During AT, after leaving my body, I almost always pass through a portal. It is usually the door or window in my bedroom, but it can also be a mirror or something I can recognize as a passageway on some level. Very rarely will I go up through a ceiling or down through the floor, and if I do, it feels very difficult, like I get sort of stuck. I don't ever go through walls. There are probably other people who do AT who are able to pass through walls easily, but it is not easy for me. During AT, there is a very clear sense of flying. This is how I travel, and it is the only way to get to my destination. It's precise and liberating, and again, I feel it with my whole body. Usually in dreams, it's more like I'm sliding around, shifting in and out of characters, not the same sense of flying. It has happened that I've had a sense of flying while clearly in a dream, and this can be a little confusing. But I believe what's happening is my body has separated into the spirit body and physical body, but my head is still together as one. My mind is dreaming, but my body is floating free. This might sound weird, but it does happen fairly often that I'm only partially out of my body, though it is usually some part of my torso. For example, I can sit up in bed and feel that my physical body is still on the bed behind me and know that it is only my spirit form that is sitting up, still joined with my physical body from the waist down. Or maybe it's just my arms flailing around and I can feel them moving while my physical arms are completely still. The weirdest is when only my legs detach and I feel them floating like seaweed while my physical legs are motionless. Which brings me to my next observation. Isn't this great? During AT, I always have a two-body sense. I can feel my physical body, which is usually in a state of temporary sleep paralysis called REM atonia, which is necessary so that it doesn't move around while the rest of me does. And I can also feel my spirit body as a separate thing. They are connected, I am told, by a silver cord, although I've never seen it. I can't look at my physical body or I will drop right back in, though I hear others are able to look. My awareness travels with my spirit body, but not all of it. Maybe 95% goes and 5% stays with my physical body. When people do something called journeying, I believe it's the opposite in that most of the spirit body remains with the physical body, maybe 75%, and a smaller percentage, maybe up to 25% of their awareness travels out. Pause. FYI, I think I do journeying because I go different places, but I'm like very much here. Okay, back to this. When I say I have a two-body sense, I don't mean that I have it simultaneously and feel them equally, although I have before and it is super cool. It usually alternates and I can feel one and then the other, or I may feel one very strongly and then the other faintly as I switch back and forth. I can be out traveling in my spirit body, but put my awareness back in my physical body quickly and then return it to my spirit body. Imagine you're in one room and you poke your head through a doorway into the next room. It's kind of like that in two rooms at once. But the awareness part, the mind part, is the forward part where awareness is, and the other part, the rest of the body in the room behind you, is the more basic part that doesn't have the forward impulse. It's like I'm stretched between the two rooms and the piece that is connecting them is very thin, like a cord. Often, my physical eyes are open just a bit so that when I shift my awareness back to my physical body, I can scan the room. I don't know why I do this, maybe to feel safe, to assure myself that all is well back at the ranch, something like that. After a dream, I wake up and sometimes struggle to remember what happened, often not able to recall anything because dreams are stored in short-term memory, I think. During AT, I instead have a physical sense of return to my body, a popping back in, and afterward there is clarity about where I went. It is a return from a journey that I can easily recall, not a struggle to remember something vague. Also, I am not able to travel at will the way some people say they can. I can only create circumstances in which it's more likely to occur. I found that most often I will travel in the morning after I've had a good night's sleep and then gotten up and gone to the bathroom and laid back down. It helps if I'm flat on my back. If I'm intentional about it, then it can happen more often during that time. Otherwise, it seems to only happen randomly in the night. If I could figure out a way to use it to benefit others, I would try to do it more often. But as it is, I've not made a point of working with it much. The best thing about these experiences, which I've had since I was a child, and actually it was much stronger then, is that I'm not afraid of death at all. There are other realms beyond this one, and lots of beings who just don't have bodies at all. Our bodies give our spirits shape while we inhabit them, and there is a symbiotic relationship between the two. But we're so much more than just our bodies. Death is not the end, it's just a passageway to the next experience. And that is what she said. And I told you she was a good writer. It was just like she was talking here. And I just think that's so interesting. I still don't want to astral project, but if you do, or you're interested in the difference between that and dreaming, as David was asking about, that seems pretty interesting to me, what she's talking about, and pretty clear. So that's that. And as I said before, if there are other things that you'd like me to talk about, or to ask her about, or ask my guides about, please, by all means, reach out and contact me, ask@krishanti.com. And at krishanti.com, I've got meditations and workshops and a whole bunch of other stuff to help you on your path of spiritual growth, and if you're interested, psychic development. So that's all for today, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.